Well, Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, threw down a ferocious dunk. Team was actually playing on ESPN, and LeBron was clearly excited by his son throwing down a dunk that kind of looked like that. I'm not going to hold you. But not only was LeBron excited, looks like Skip Bayless couldn't help himself but to chime in, tweeting, "Hey, Bronny, impressive, but your dad would have dunked it left-handed. You sure got away with it, though." So Skip did address this tweet, pretty much claiming that he wasn't taking a shot at LeBron's son or anything. He didn't apologize, but he did say, I was just making a claim about LeBron's son. Kendrick Perkins did tweet at Skip Bayless, "Somebody go make you smell your deodorant. You can't be playing with people's children, real talk." And then I just watched Jalen Rose on his show with Jacoby call out Skip Bayless, pretty much alluding back to the fact that Skip Bayless, according to Jalen Rose, averaged under 2 points on the JV team when he played basketball, clearly taking shots at Skip Bayless. Pretty much saying you have no business be talking about Bronny James in any capacity the way he does. Yeah, I got two things here. One thing people not going to like, and the other thing that I'm sure people will probably like. It is what it is, though. I speak for self, and I speak for I represent my honest opinion, how I feel about things. Number one, anybody saying that Skip Bayless doesn't have the right to talk about Bronny James, who was in high school, balling out, looking good. By the way, I was not the biggest Bronny James fan. I'm just watching basketball. Anybody that tells me he was going to the NBA a year ago, I would have said I don't see it. Bryce Maximus is the one you want to watch out for. He's got the body, for sure. Bronny's got the game, though. He looks like a guard. But he's made a lot of strides in the last calendar year. So, we'll see where it goes from there. Again, very young. I will say this, though, to anybody that says Skip Bayless doesn't have the right to talk about Bronny. A lot of this is LeBron, the biggest athlete in the world, posting him on his social media accounts and all that. Just because that's his son doesn't mean he's got to put his son in the public domain more. Like, we ain't going to act like LeBron ain't had a part in the brand of Bronny. Clear as day, LeBron is trying to gain traction around the name Bronny James. He's trying to gain traction around his kid as the colleges start to call in. All right, so I don't think LeBron is in the house complaining about people like Skip Bayless talking about him. As a matter of fact, LeBron doesn't even respond to Skip. Have you ever noticed that? He doesn't give Skip the time of day. It looks like something that he made a decision on early in his career. I don't think LeBron's spoken on Skip Bayless since he went to Miami, right? That's nearly 10 years ago, right? He doesn't talk about Skip Bayless in any capacity, actually over 10 years ago. So I don't think LeBron's sitting at the house worried about what Skip Bayless is saying about himself or even his son. And again, I don't like what Skip said. I think it's childish. And everybody knows, or if you follow this platform, you should know, I worked at ESPN. I was an intern, and I got to work with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. on First Take for about a month. I had a great conversation with Skip on my last day at ESPN. He told me to go follow my dreams. I got nothing but respect and admiration for Skip Bayless in that conversation, but I got to admit to you guys, I don't like the brand that Skip Bayless has created in totality. It feels like everything LeBron James, he feels the need that he has to attach himself to it. And again, I get it. He's branded himself. When people think LeBron James, when I'm out talking to fans around the world, oftentimes Skip Bayless's name gets brought up. Now, that is great branding. For whatever you think about it, it's great branding. The fact that Skip, a guy that just talks on television for a living at this point in his life, can get brought up with LeBron's career in the magnitude that he does get brought up with it, like LeBron's the one out there playing. The fact that just a debater gets brought up with LeBron tells you that's great branding. He has no business being brought up. You don't hear that with Mike or Kobe or Shaq or any of these other greats. That's how great the brand Skip Bayless has built around LeBron James. But it's nasty. It gets nasty at times. I don't like it. It gets uncomfortable at times. But specifically, Skip's got the right to talk about Bronny because LeBron puts his son out in the public domain. LeBron's got hundreds of millions of followers. You don't think he knows people like Skip Bayless are going to talk about it and try to hate on his kid? The thing with Skip is he is desperate to stay in that limelight. And I think Skip Bayless knows he's bit off more than he can chew, right? If you look, nowadays he tweets a lot more. Again, I got respect for Skip. But the reality, I keep it honest. The brand that Skip Bayless has built at ESPN and transferred over to FS1, I think Skip is realizing how difficult it is to compete with that conglomerate that is the worldwide leader in sports. So he's got to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard. Like, to me, it's not even close. For what they're trying to do, Undisputed is clearly a better show than First Take is. You know, Stephen A., even when he's there, you know, the show don't compare. What Shannon Sharp and Skip have done over there at FS1 is a phenomenal show. It's phenomenal content. It's entertainment. It's fodder throughout the week. Even that, their ratings are still not as good as First Take because First Take has live programming. They're the worldwide leader in sports. They're attached to ESPN, right? Like, at the end of the day, that's how big of a deal ESPN is. So Skip is working 2, 3 times as hard to try to keep his brand relevant because people don't think to just have their TVs tuned in to FS1 in the morning. After you watch sports, likely your TV's still on from the night before, and ESPN is on. So part of the branding and the tweeting and stuff like that is Skip trying to find ways to keep his name relevant with the biggest athlete of this generation in LeBron James. It's nasty. Again, I don't like it. If I got to get it that way at any point in my career, I don't think I would want it. But it is a productive brand. And I don't think LeBron's at the house crying about Skip Bayless, commenting on him. I think he's past those days. I think it's kind of like it is what it is. This guy has decided to hate on me for my career. You know, every now and then Skip says something that's actually a good point about LeBron, but most parts it's just hate. You know, and again, Skip's comfortable with that. He's desperate to stay relevant in a debate space, competing with ESPN. He'll do whatever. So I'm not surprised by his comments at all. Shout out to Bronny. It looked like he's working hard on this game to get better. Kendrick Perkins and Jalen Rose did not like Skip Bayless's comment in the direction of Bronny James. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. I thank you guys so much. Time, love, and support is what your boy would never take for granted around here. I'm out.